Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Doug Show. This is the live version. Today we're getting started a little bit late. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I always like to double check that. The levels look like they're good. My voice is mostly back. I'm still trying to talk quiet just to not overdo it too much. Today it's a little bit of kind of a teaser episode. But the idea is we're going to talk about things related to the Amazon Associates program. I know a lot of people over the years have had maybe some, I'm going to try to really mince words around this. People maybe have not gotten much interaction with the Amazon Associates program with representatives, customer support, whatever. So you might have a question. You may have had interactions with Amazon Associates that left a lot of additional questions. Basically, you probably have a desire to connect with them. So I titled this Ask Amazon Associates Anything. I put in parentheses almost. You can't ask them anything. But here's the deal. I actually have connected with someone named Dean. So I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Dean has hooked me up. Dean Scaduto. Dean Scaduto. I think that's how you say his last name. But basically, he's connected me with someone at Amazon. I'm going to be chatting with someone at Amazon next week. They want your questions. They want to answer your questions, especially questions that you have had in the past, that you currently have, that you want to get an answer to, especially things that are vague. So when I chatted with Dean, I mean, I was like, why would I do this? Why would I ask Amazon questions? They haven't answered some of our questions in the past. And he was like, well, that's the thing. Like, we'll be able to get those questions answered. I'll be able to record it for YouTube, the podcast. You could submit questions. There's a link in the description. There's a few notes about it, but what we're going to do today is just like chat back and forth. Have you had some interaction with Amazon? What was it like? Did you have a specific question? Do you understand the rules? So there's some very experienced people in the audience. Do you understand the rules? Yet you maybe have questions. So some of them for me would be like, why are the rules around images so specific? How are people getting busted for image usage when it seems like these are kind of stock images? There's probably some valid reason for it. Now, the thing is, we're going to get a lot of questions. We're going to get a lot of questions, most likely. I'm going to ask, specific questions, especially ones that I have personally, but you probably have some of the same questions. So literally next week, I'm going to be on a call with someone from Amazon. I think probably a much higher level than we all might expect. It's not Jeff. It's not Jeff from what I know, although I have not been, we haven't confirmed the name. So maybe it is Jeff. I don't think it's Jeff, but he's not going to be in studio. At least I would have a heads up on that. But the point is, if you have questions, ask them. The other huge thing is, even if your question doesn't make it live on the show, they will attempt to answer your question via email. So that is one of the deals, right? So you go to the form. It's just a Google form. I said, let's keep this as simple as possible. So it's a Google form. You fill out a little bit of contact information, one of which is your email. And then they verify, if you're actually an associate, right? So if you're an associate, they treat you with a little bit of a higher level priority, like they want to answer your question. And then you could ask as many questions as you want. A lot of people have already submitted questions, which I appreciate. They did that because they're on my email list. So if you're not on my email list, there's a link in the description here so you can hop on that. If you have maybe an image or something that helps illustrate a point, John emailed me earlier and said, hey, I actually have an image that I want to submit. So I could, send that to the representative and let them see exactly what we're talking about. So that's the point. The other thing is I want to ask a favor from you. So you could send this around, send the form out. If you're in a Facebook group, put it in the fucking Facebook group. Get people to ask questions. It's an actual rep from Amazon. So it's a person that works at Amazon, Seattle, the HQ, right? So they will look at the questions. They will attempt to answer them the best they can. And they will try to get back to you if they're unable, if we're unable to answer it on the show. It will be a recorded show. We're not going to do it live. It'll be a recorded show, which is typically, what I do these days. And if you have any questions, it's time to ask. The other thing is put in the form so I'm going to hit some of the questions over here in the chat in a second. But I'm not going to answer the questions right now. So if you have specific questions, I can't do anything about it. Like, I don't work at Amazon. I don't know anything more. I probably know a little bit more than some of you, but I don't know any inside information. So I'm going to hit the chat here in a second. The other thing I need to note, I haven't talked this long without my voice messing up in quite a while. This is great. We take that for granted. The other thing is Odys Global. So they sponsor these. So I'm going to roll an ad from them in a little while. So keep a lookout for that. One other bit of housekeeping is my friend Alex Cooper is giving away a website. I don't know much about it, but I was texting him earlier because of a little squirreliness in my schedule today. I wanted to make sure I didn't step on his. And he said, hey man, I'm giving away a site. And I asked him if I could promote it. Of course, he said, yes, there's a link in the description. He's giving away a site. I think he's giving it away today. I don't know all the details. I don't know anything about it. I'm not an affiliate. I have no association with it. Alex is my friend. You guys want websites. So follow the link in the description. It's wpeagle.com/blog/giveaway. But there's a link in there and you can see there's no tracking. There's no nonsense in there. He's just giving away a site and I want to help get people over there. And he's doing a live stream once I finish up here. So thanks folks for hopping on. I'm going to look over here. We have Pack Jobs. What's up? Serge says the audio is top notch. Thanks for confirming. Really appreciate it. Okay, so Pack Job says my associate's account was closed on the 15th of June, just a few days ago. You're here to know more. All right, so what you can do. Number one, go to nichesiteproject.com/FAQ. Look over that stuff. Look at the most popular mistakes that people make. Usually it's in the form of a question, but make sure you didn't do anything where it's, obvious, right? That will help out. If you have a question, you can submit the form. So you can ask questions here, but I'm not going to translate it from the chat over. You have to go fill out the form. So that's one thing. All right. Danish is coming in a little desperately here. It says, please help me. All right. Let's see what we can do here. My site got hit badly because of AI content, and you removed 10 posts that were written by a writer, that's RYTR, in December, but I just removed it a month ago. What can I do now? My account ban, I don't know the reason. My earning is down now, but I can create new one for blog. And this was my 5 years old website. All right. So your site got hit badly. Did it get hit because of, was it hit as far as rankings and traffic? Is that the deal? So it's a 5-year-old website. Are you sure it was because of AI content? Could it have been something else? Did it happen around the time of a core update? How many other posts did you have? Did you have 1,000 posts and you added 10 articles and then your site got hit and you think it's because of 10 AI articles? So give us some context here. The real answer, we'll jump to the punchline here. The real answer is, what can you do? It's probably going to be the same regardless of the answer that you give, the context and all that. Improve the articles that you think need to be improved. Publish more articles and get some great backlinks. The fortunate and unfortunate thing is almost regardless, right? If your site wasn't hit, but someone asked a question, how can I grow my site as quickly as possible in the next 6 months? I would tell them, get some high quality backlinks, as many as they could afford to possibly get. Publish as much new high quality content as possible and improve as much of the content that is already published. It's the same answer for all the questions. It's those three things. If you want to go a little advanced, get some social traffic too. Throw a YouTube channel in and publish your own videos. So starting a new site, if you have an established site, if your site was hit, if your site was not hit, those are the answers. Greatly simplified, of course. The people that watch this all the time, you probably already know. You already know that. It's easier said than done. And the thing is, you'll find some limiting, resource at some point. It's like, I only have $2,000 a month, which would be a pretty good budget to reinvest into the site. You'll have to probably split it somehow between those three main areas. And that'll do it. That'll get you pretty good. So I hope that was helpful, but it's hard to say. And if you publish 10 articles and then you remove them, maybe that'll help. Probably not. Why do you think the AI content is an issue? Google has said they don't give a shit if it's AI content or not. Jason, what's up? I know you sent me an email. I'm about 30 deep in the inbox right now. And Serge says Amazon's model is to interact as least as possible with their customer to drive down costs. Okay. Pack Job says, I'm having an issue with your associate's account. Okay, so ask the question for sure. Solice is just stating random things. Best comparison table. Okay, I'm just going to skip things. If you have a question, ask it in a way that I can at least dodge the answer. I'll try to answer it. But if you just put like random things in there, I'm not going to answer it. So try to rephrase it. Someone else rephrase it for you. Zishan, what's up, buddy? When I apply for Amazon Associates, how much traffic should be like 20 to 30 visitors per day? Okay. So there's some loose guidelines. There's no prescribed, to my knowledge at this point, there's no prescribed amount of traffic. However, I do recommend, 15 to 30 visitors per day, because if it is the right kind of traffic, if it is 15 to 30 visitors per day on an affiliate driven keyword for the post, then you will probably make a sale every few days. And the reason why I like to advise people to apply to the associates program after they're getting a little bit of traffic to their affiliate review product related content is because they'll be able to make a few sales, and you have 180 days, which is around 6 months, to make 3 separate orders. Not 3 products, but 3 separate orders. So if you get a little traffic to the right kind of post, then there's a good chance you'll be able to make those sales. All right. Thanks, Serge. Thank you. All right, PackJob says the closure email from Amazon says that traffic is unclear, but you have 2 websites that generate all the traffic and help me earn commission from Amazon associates. And I'm surely following you, filling the form, and want the issue to be highlighted in front. Okay, so you want the question. So they're going to get it, and I don't know if it'll be in the interview or not, but we will see, and they'll probably try to get back to you. So that is one that is less common where the traffic is unclear, but I have heard of that one. So Danish says, so you had a core update in January and your site had 48 articles. So you have 38 after you deleted the 10 AI written. So Danish, why are you certain that it was the AI content? Or are you certain that it was the AI content? And Solai says so it's the keyword golden ratio content ranking 4 without backlink build is possible. Fact, it is possible. All right, Search says, what are competitors to Amazon Associates? So yeah, Walmart is one of them. Target is another. The thing is, if you can order a product online, typically, but not always, there will be some kind of an affiliate program. Sometimes you have to work directly with a company. So the thing is, you sometimes can find them in the affiliate kind of marketplaces like Share a Sale, Commission Junction, fill in the blank. There's a lot of them out there. Or you may go to the website and then see they have an affiliate program that you can just fill out the form for and be accepted or not. But as far as the biggest competitors, really it's Walmart. I think they're the other biggest competitor as far as like general products that span, industrial, electronics to outdoor gear, gardening. They have home goods. They have all sorts of stuff. So I think, and it could be debatable, some other people might disagree, but I think Walmart is probably one of the other top ones as far as the diversity of products. It pays a kind of a similar amount. However, I don't have data I haven't seen a study or have enough information about the conversion rate, but my gut feeling is the Walmart conversion rate is probably a little bit lower because Amazon has a more robust ordering system and people are already signed up for Amazon. So it converts really well. Now, before I answer some more questions here, please do ask some more questions for sure. I need to roll the ad from Odys. So I need to, number one, find the file. I had, it's been a little crazy here this morning. I'll skip the details. I had some things going on. So I needed to make sure I took care of them. And I think this will be the right ad to roll. This will give me a chance to rest my voice, and I'll be back just in a few minutes here. Please do ask more questions. We got a few minutes, and if you're just joining in, I know a lot of people just popped in. You can submit forms for Amazon Associates to answer. I have a liaison that will be interviewing with me next week. It'll be a recorded interview. I will ask the questions live. If we don't have time to get to all the questions, which is pretty much 100% likely, we're not going to get to all the questions in the recording, they will get back in touch with you via email and answer your question as much as possible. But that is what they told me. And if you check out the form, you will see, how they've listed it and noted it. So let's get this ad from Odys Global that make these live streams possible. Brought to you by Odys Global, the source for premium age domains that'll help kickstart your website. And we're going to take a look at a personal blog today. The featured domain is called The Virtue Blog. And like all the Odys domains, get this cool logo. This one's looks like a little chat bubble kind of things. But anyway, it's just kind of a random logo. The thing is, this domain was a personal blog from what seems to be like an academic type person. That'll be very apparent once we look at some of the links. And basically they blogged about like whatever they wanted. They talked about personal life goals. They talked about their ambitions. They talked, I think, a little bit about productivity kind of fits in there too, offering valuable insights in ways to achieve those goals and ambitions. So really kind of a pure personal blog, and that lends itself to some pretty broad topics. It was created back in 2018, so it's 8 years old, and we'll take a look at some of the links and some of the details over on Ahrefs in a second here. If you are not interested in this domain, that's cool. Odys has a great filtering mechanism. You can find the niche that you're looking for. You could filter on price, number of links, the language, all sorts of things. So wide range of domains over here. So let's hop over to Ahrefs really quickly and see we have the domain rating of 24. We have 173 referring domains, and there are 126 do follow. Let's take a quick look. There was some organic traffic through the years here, and actually looking back, it looks like there was traffic coming in 2016. So the site was actually founded in 2016. Usually this data is pretty accurate, so I think it's been around for a little bit longer, and it never got a huge amount of traffic. You can see maybe like 500 per month or so. Of course, the estimates are always a little bit low. We take a look over at the referring domains. We have stanford.edu, substack.com, Wikipedia. We have Frontiersin, I don't know. We have Buzzsprout, Chicago, uchicago.edu, iHeart.com, Duke. We have Georgetown, Tufts, ND, sc.edu. So tons of edu out there. So actually, let's hop back and take a quick look again at the backlinks and just see we have 11 edu links. We have 101.com, 7.net, and 17.org. So just the fact that there were actually 17 in the educational area, pretty impressive. Those are, of course, tough to get. And when we take a look at the Wayback Machine, the tagline here is Blog for Virtue, Happiness, and the Meaning of Life Project. So like I said, it was pretty much an academic over here. And when we look back at the archives, so we actually can see they blogged actively from 2015 all the way to 2017, at least per the archives here. So this would be perfect for an informational type blog where you cover things like happiness and the meaning of life, which I would argue you could endlessly talk about those topics. I think it would be very interesting to partner up with influencers in the area, in whatever area you want to focus in, and just publish really high quality content. The thing is, folks are looking for a venue, a place where they can share their ideas. And if you reach out, they might be happy to write, especially in the academic world. They're probably not getting pitches from, random people to do writing on their blog. So that would be a fertile area to take a look at. I think generally you would have display ads monetizing, this informational kind of stuff. I think you could have some affiliate or referral offers out there for maybe productivity courses, maybe minimalism courses. I think those could fit into like the happiness and maybe not quite the meaning of life, but maybe the happiness area, and potentially personal coaching or dare I say life coaching. So if you had of an offering like that, if you were actually a life coach, this might be a perfect blog where you can write about life, write about happiness, and then get people to join your email list, offer your services. And again, I think it would be great. You'd be able to connect with people that would be experts in the area that you're perhaps not an expert in. You could learn from them. Maybe even launch a podcast off of this. I mean, a podcast is a great way to network and connect with people that normally would not answer your email. But if you have a podcast, a lot of times they'll at least tell you, no, I don't want to be on your show. Anyway, the Virtue blog looks like a pretty awesome opportunity here. So check it out if you're interested in this one. If not, you can hop over to Odys. If you join using my affiliate link, you can get up to $100 into your account. If you make a purchase, I might get a commission, and you could hop over here and, search for whatever tickles your fancy. So thanks a lot to Odys Global. All right, thanks to Odys, and please hop over there and you could check out the domains. Now, one thing Serge did mention, like, hey, it can take like 48 hours for your account to be approved. So that's true. It's usually pretty quick. It's usually pretty fast, but you got to have your account approved. It is free to create an account, but they just want to take a quick look and, keep the people browsing around high quality. They don't want any spammers in there, anything like that. Serge asked to take a look at some of the other domains because his account isn't activated yet. But the thing is, I know that'll be boring if I just like click around to answer one person's question that is unrelated to the topic for today. So let me hop back in the chat. We got a few more minutes left. Quick shout out to Alex over at WP Eagle, my good friend. He is giving away a website. There's a link in the description there. I'm not an affiliate. He just told me about it earlier. I've been not offline, but I've been like a little disconnected. Not completely, but the point is, I didn't know he was giving it away, but I found out earlier when I was sending him a text, and then he was like, yeah, I'm giving it away later. So check it out. I think you have a little time to enter. I'm sure it's listed on that link, which he literally texted me and I didn't even look at it. I just pasted it in there. The other thing I see, Marcus, what's up, buddy? You say, what is the coming soon in the video about? So you can ask Amazon anything. Not now. Coming soon, you can. In about a week, a little bit more. Next week, I'm going to talk to someone from Amazon Associates, a liaison. They want to hear your questions. So you could submit them. There's a deadline, which is clearly listed in the description. They need it by 11 a.m. Eastern time this Friday, June 23rd. So you just have a few days to get your question in. The cool part is if you ask it, they're going to do their best to answer it. I'm going to ask a handful of questions live in the interview. It won't be a live thing, but I will ask a person and then they'll answer the question, right? If we don't get to it in the interview, which is pretty much guaranteed, we're not going to be able to do all the questions because we're going to have so many. They're going to reach back out to you and send you an answer via email as much, as possible. All right. The other thing is a favor from you, and if you're watching the replay, I know most people watch the replay later, send this link out to anyone who might be interested. If you know someone who has an associate's account and they've ever had a question, why are there rules about image usage? Why can't we list the price? What about other programs? Can we put other links to other affiliate programs right there on the same page? They have all these rules in the operating agreement, which very few of us have taken the time to really enjoy that piece of writing, which is confusing at best. We're not lawyers. We don't know what all that stuff means. So you can ask questions. That's what it's for. And if you have some questions like, Pack Jobs here says he got an email. It says the sources of your traffic is unclear. are unclear in a way that we cannot reasonably determine the sites or the applications which a customer clicks through to your special links to get to the Amazon site. So if you have a question like that, you can ask it and you could say, hey, well, and the thing is, so pack jobs, how did you verify the traffic? How did you tell them? Did you say, hey, here's like Google Analytics, or are you showing them where the traffic is coming from? Like, did you have an opportunity to provide more information? And if so, what information did you provide? Or maybe you asked a question, you said, what information can I provide you to confirm this? And then they didn't answer back. So those are the questions that you can ask, and they will answer them. Marcus says, my Amazon associates earnings have always been super low compared to other affiliate platforms. I've tried many times, but it doesn't seem to work. Maybe it's because of my niche or markets. Yep, that's what I would suspect. So quick example, right? So if someone is like, I don't know why it wouldn't work. So let's say, I'll make up some example here. So let's say you had an outdoor site and I don't know the specifics. I'm going to make up an example. Let's say you had a site in the outdoor space and you were all about ultralight camping, and you had a lot of sort of specialty gear from small companies that do not sell on Amazon. And they don't want to sell on Amazon. They want to have their products available only at exclusive retailers, or maybe directly from them. In that case, and let's say a lot of the niche is oriented towards these smaller companies that don't want super high volume. They want really high quality, and they want to have a premium brand that is not just readily available on Amazon, right? They don't want the 2-day shipping. They don't want all of that. In that case, that also indicates to me that the audience is sensitive about that stuff. And if they can order it directly from a company and not maybe a big box retailer, they will order directly from the company, even if it means it costs more money and the shipping's more expensive. But they're a little price insensitive, so they'll pay the extra. So if you're in a niche like that, where it's kind of like highly specialty goods and a specific type of audience, I can imagine that people are like, I will order from this company directly, not on Amazon. High-end products tend to fit in that space. So I could imagine like high-end, actually, great example. The guitar is sitting behind me here and there. I'm like 99% sure you can't get either one of those on Amazon. And if I could order them on Amazon, there's a low likelihood that I would order them from Amazon. I would rather go to my local guitar shop, or maybe if I'm traveling through Santa Fe, like this one, I'm traveling through Santa Fe and I go into a cool shop. I'm like, I want to buy it from this dude who has one employee in there, and he's like trying to run a small business. Like, I'd rather support that and buy like a handmade guitar made in the US, right? Like that kind of thing. Okay, let's keep going here because we only got 10 minutes left. All right, Couch said, it would be nice to become an associate. You tried once a long time ago, but not enough traffic, so you dropped out in the first month. Okay. Marcus also says, but Amazon is really popular in the Netherlands as well, so I'm surprised how low the sales are. The Dutch Amazon is performing much, much better. So that is interesting. The other part is, one of the main complaints with the Amazon associates is the low commission rate and the fact that they lowered it in a major way in 2017 and then 2020. In both cases, that hit me hard because I Actually, in both instances, I was selling a site. So it was a costly change. But I believe the Netherlands has a younger associates program. So I haven't checked in a little while, but many of the new associates programs, they'll have the high rates, and it's a significant amount of money. It's a big difference. Pack Job says, should I mention questions or issues that I'm currently facing, like Amazon closure? Yeah, you should ask those questions for sure in the form. I mean, today it's good to, other people will hear you asking the question and stuff. But yeah, put the question in and use the form, and then they'll take a look at it. Pack Job says, if I mention my Amazon closure in the Google form, will they help in solving the problem? So, Pack Jobs, I got to ask you, do you think Google would help answer Amazon questions? Probably not, right? Google doesn't even answer questions about their own product. So I'd be fucking shocked if they were answering questions about other companies, right? So my hunch is so just think about it, Pack Jobs, right? Just think about it before you send questions to other companies. All right. Pack Jobs also says, I sent them an email with screenshots, Google Analytics records, and also video traffic, but you got no response. Perfect. Pack Jobs. Fill out the form, put all those details in, state when you got the notification, when you asked the questions, when you sent the other information, all that stuff, put it in the form. All right. And Marcus says, you're also using the US Amazon program, but they don't perform well. Okay. So you said maybe it's your niche. You don't have to tell us the niche, but why do you think your niche may not perform as well on Amazon? And the thing is, right, if you have both, you're using multiple programs and you're like, this one works better. Cool. That's the only way to know, is to test it on your own site. So if you find that a certain program, regardless of what it is, doesn't work as well and others do, then you already know the answer. I'm not trying to like shove Amazon down people's throats. It's like, it's pretty effective for people that are just starting out, and it's pretty effective if you have the intention of creating a site that has, a decent number of product reviews on there. Danish asks, does Google penalize a site for AI content? The answer is, I don't know. They have, and I'll put the link in here, Google has said specifically that they don't have an issue with AI content. So will they penalize a site for AI content? My impression, based on the information that Google has given us, is no, they won't penalize a site for AI content. They have said they don't like bad content, though. So if the content isn't that good, they might have, knocked your site down a little bit. So let me find the link here. Google on AI content. And here you go, Danish. You got it. So just go read that. And the punchline is they don't care. All All right. And pack jobs, you got my point now. I am putting all the details in the form. You mentioned all the steps. I hope Amazon associates. What were your earnings? So, yeah, and that's the thing, right? So, I've heard this quite often where people will get a notice from Amazon. They do their best to answer back, and then they don't really get any answer. There's no clarification. There's no back and forth. Not that long ago, just a few years ago, there was like a chat. Like you could literally chat with someone and say, hey, I got this notification. It says this. Now, to be fair, they really didn't tell you that much. Usually, the person that you were chatting with wasn't like an expert. My guess, my impression is they had like a script and they kind of followed along with that. And in most cases, they really didn't give you any information, right? They didn't tell you much. So, okay. And Danish says the content that was written with a writer was not getting indexed. Okay. While that's an interesting piece of information, I've heard more examples of people that wrote content without an AI writer that were not getting indexed. So just because it was written with a writer and it wasn't indexed, it doesn't mean it's because it was writer. It could have been a number of different things. So I'm not sure what you want me to tell you. If you think here's the deal. If you think it's the AI content, then don't publish the AI content anymore. But generally speaking, like Google's been pretty clear in a surprising way since February 8th, when a specific article here was published over at the Google Search Central blog, and they have guidance about AI generated content. So they're very clear about what they're looking at. It doesn't mean that if you publish AI content that you won't have an issue. It doesn't mean that if you publish no AI content that you won't have an issue either. So they told us some stuff, but there's only so much we could do with it. Okay. And Marcus says, I don't only promote games, but devices which don't sell much through Amazon. Not yet, at least. Okay. Yeah. So sounds like, electronic related stuff. And I think maybe part of the chat didn't show up or something. Anyway, I think we got the main idea. So I think that's it for today. The main ask, if you have questions for Amazon, if you had a specific issue like pack jobs, that's great. Ask. If you haven't had an issue, but you do have questions, if you have questions about the rules, if you have questions about why there are certain rules, like you have to use the API to get the pricing, like why can't you just list a range of prices? Or is it okay to put in like the best DSLR camera under $1,000? If you put $1,000 in the title, is that giving too much vague price information? Is that an issue? What if you don't put it in the title, but you put it somewhere in the copy and you say, oh, these are reasonably priced, usually under $1,000. Is that okay? Usually around $1,000, right? It's a little bit vague, but there's still a price listed in there. So yeah, you could ask anything you want. Amazon has told me, it's listed in the form, that even if we don't get to the question in the interview, which I will be doing next week, the week of the 25th, that seems about right. Even if we don't get it in the interview, that or not me, the Amazon, it's a person who like works out of the Seattle office, right? Or at least up there, the Washington area anyway. They're going to try to answer the question for you via email. So if you have any questions for Amazon, please ask. If you know anyone that has questions, if you can please share this in a Facebook group or something like that, that would be awesome. The other thing is, I'm not like using this for like list building or anything like that. It's literally just to gather the questions. That's it. All right. Hop over to Alex's live stream, WP Eagle. I may pop in there for just a minute.